Five Alive club, Coleraine on the receiving end. Desi Gorman and Gary Haylock put the Blues 2 up before Haylock nabbed the third from Stephen Beattie's cross. In the second half, Haylock completed the perfect hat-trick, a left-foot strike, a right-foot shot and header when he touched in McCush's nod on. And then it was Desi Gorman who completed the rout of the Bandsiders.
Went in front when Brian Strain powered in for a free header. Linfield immediately complained to the referee Alan Snoddy, and as Portadown celebrated, Jeff Spears was booked. The Blues felt that goalkeeper Wes Lamont was hampered by Trevor Smith. Snoddy was well positioned, but I think Linfield had a good case. Well, this incident led to Portadown's second goal. A Linfield player clearly heads the ball out. The linesman gave the throw to the Blues. The referee correctly overruled, and the Ports subsequently won a corner. Russell took it and Robert Casey finished with class. But Linfield fought back in typical style, and 4 minutes after Casey's goal they won a penalty. Snoddy, again superbly positioned, a judge that Alfie Stewart handled. The replay shows that he did handle, but the ball was driven at him with considerable force. Portadown unfortunate, but Haylock took full advantage. And with 14 minutes left, Haylock equalised with a tremendous strike. Again, there were claims from Portadown that the goal shouldn't have been allowed. Haylock handled while turning, they said. Well, I don't think so, lads. And a superb point-salvaging goal it was. Finds Campbell, and McElroy's on his own right side. He's found him well. Haylock in the box, so too McCush. In for Haylock. And Gorman, and it's gone in, I think, off an Ards defender. Haylock on his own up front, and now Noel Bailey's made a super run from the back, and here he goes, and he might put in Campbell here. Lehman turns, and he's in trouble. Campbell to make it 3, and Campbell with a second chance as it came off Jeffrey, and 2 goals in the space of a minute, and Anderson celebrates the manager. Crowd at the Oval for the clash of the Belfast Big Two. The Blue Men arrived expecting victory over this currently less than impressive Glens outfit, and they got it, helped greatly by former Glen man Raymond Campbell, who had a superb game against his old employers. Poor old Gary Smith was the man deployed to mark him, but Campbell's skill was just too much to cope with, and it was Raymond's dexterity that set up the opening goal for Gary Haylock. It was a goal that Linfield deserved. Their first half display in particular was quite excellent. Glentoran created few chances despite some fine work by Neil Candlish, who tormented Alan Dornan here. He was probably the Glen's best player, and at the second attempt he set up Gary McCartney. He doesn't need the likes of me to tell him that he should have equalised. The Linfield's second goal was magnificent. Between free kick and net, the ball didn't touch the ground once, and it was Desi Gorman who lashed a ripper past Grace. That goal added to Gorman's growing reputation. It was a strike of pure gold, and Linfield's all-round mastery alleviated any prospect of post-Christmas indigestion for manager Trevor Anderson.
I was delighted because everybody battled for each other, and I don't think you could turn around and say that there was any bad players out there. Obviously, Soupy turned it on the first half. A wonder goal from Desi, and well, we're up there.
Gary Haylock again produced the magic for Linfield against Ards. Now that was a sweet finish. But Ards hit back in the second half. Darren Erskine's effort takes a cruel deflection past Wes Lamont. Linfield grabbed their winner in spectacular fashion in the dying seconds. Desi Gorman providing us with what could be one of the goals of the season.
If I'm sure. 15 minutes into the second half. 2 goals then from Linfield's 2 big money signings, and their third expensive transfer, Gary Haylock, fittingly headed in the third, his 24th goal of the season. But it was a Windsor-bred Blue man that scored the fourth. The impressive 18-year-old Tommy McElroy, who emerged this season from Linfield's youth team, illustrated again that he knows how to score and how to celebrate. McElroy had exploited some sloppy Ballyclare defending, and Desi Gorman did the same a few minutes later. Unmarked, there's few who'll stop the Hawk from there.
Windsor, and he saw his new side take the lead after 19 minutes. Beattie involved on the wing, the ball across. Tommy McElroy fluffed his first effort but dispatched his second with confidence. A fine goal from a teenager who's beginning to make his mark. Minutes later he could have had a second, and he'd build up on the edge of the Larne box, and McElroy's effort just flashed wide of the post. 25 minutes gone, McElroy involved as ever, the ball inside off Haylock, and Stephen Beattie rattled it home, 2-0 at the break. 7 minutes into the second half, McElroy killed the game with his second. A deep cross in, and the wee man with the big heart was there with the all-important header. Victory to the Blues. There are 2 points off the top.
Gary Haylock missed out in Linfield's last match. Better make up for that this time by scoring 2 at Banbridge, he said to himself. So he did. The first one after just 6 minutes. The second, 3 minutes later, after a Gary Peebles rebound off Brian Hanley. Then a flicker of worry crossed Linfield's faces. Kevin Buchanan was the assistant. Frankie Maguire the magician. What a shot. Pity about that finish though, Frankie, in the 34th minute. That could have put Linfield in real trouble. But Philip Nell scored to make Linfield 3-1 win.
At Julian's Road, Linfield lifted the 3 points with a 3-1 win over Omagh. Their first via the penalty spot after Declan Devine dumped Desi Gorman. Devine protested, but Haylock punished with his 27th goal of the season. Omagh equalised with a super strike 40 seconds into the second half. Gary Beckett delighting the home support. But Linfield sealed the win with 2 goals in the space of a minute. Raymond Campbell orchestrated the first, crossing at the second attempt for Haylock to score his second. The third goal was in complete contrast. Watch this accurate shot by Gary Peebles. That, though, was the end of the football, but there was still plenty of action. First, John Crilly was sent off for dissent, and then referee Norman Cowie was left to sort this incident out. Watch top right for one of 3 missiles thrown onto the pitch.
And play until Desi Gorman cast a ray of sunshine across the park with this well-executed goal, his 20th of the season. And the Dundalk Hawk almost had a second after the break. A blistering shot but beleaguered Ballymena, who was saved by the bar.
Oh, that's a good cross. Haylock couldn't get there. Fedlin, McCush! Right at the death. It's 2-0. Sidborough's corner, and the predatory Rod Collins found enough space to score. Just the start, the Shore Road men wanted. Bench teeth on the bench. But they shouldn't have worried. Crusaders were in a generous mood, and as half-time approached, total misunderstanding consumed the Crusaders' defence. The lucky beneficiary was a surprised and delighted Raymond Campbell. Burrows and Easton chasing, and Easton delivering the sweetest of Glasgow kisses. The replay shows exactly what happened, and Easton deserved to go. Well, the story was told by the face of Sid Burrows. Blood smeared he may have been, but he stayed on, and
drama came in the last 35 minutes of the game. 5 minutes from the end of normal time, with the match scoreless, Cliftonville's Kieran Loughran and Desi Gorman of Linfield were sent off following this tussle on the ground. Both players had already been booked, but Gorman, who now misses Linfield's vital league game with Glenavon on Saturday, will feel he was harshly dealt with by the referee. The only goal of the match came in the first half of extra time. Doherty crossed, and Brujos completely missed the ball with his attempted punch-out, allowing Peebles to sneak the ball in at the back post. And 4 minutes from the end of extra time, Cliftonville were reduced to 9 men. This time Joe Kerr was given his marching orders, apparently for remarks made to the officials.